We had a lovely drive up here yesterday. We're on the Bruce Peninsula, Pine Tree Harbor. Dogs are lazing in the sun, the final breath of summer, even though it's officially fall. And on the way, we happened to stop and pick up some gorgeous apples. What can I make with these apples that would be delicious but simple and quick? I don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So, reminded me of that favorite recipe I had when I was a little girl, apple crumble. Delicious, only 4 ingredients. So let's get started. My oven has just beeped. That means it has come up to temperature. Once again, preheat to 400 degrees. I have my apples chopped, peeled, all in a nice baking dish that is oven proof. And not gonna lie, kept a little extra just to taste myself. So good. Delicious, sweet apples. They're not gonna need any sugar at all. Now we're ready to combine the dry ingredients. So you need a large bowl, not too big, there's not a lot to go in here. First you want your 1 cup of flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, and your pinch of salt. And just whisk that together quickly first, just to distribute everything evenly. Next, you're going to add your pats of butter, 1/4 cup of butter. Not necessary to bring it to room temperature. You can cut it up right out of the fridge. Now we're going to use our hands. Get your hands in here. This is a great dessert to do with kids. They love to get their hands dirty. They can help you chop the apples, and they can help you. You're just going to rub your fingers in the flour and butter just to help flake the butter. Now this takes a few minutes. Again, if you have kids, this is a great thing to do. Divide the dry ingredients and the butter in half. Give them each a bowl. Let them get their hands in there. Keep working at the butter, flour, sugar until it's the texture of sand. Just continue to rub the flour and sugar and butter between your fingers. Just rub. Somehow the heat from your hands just distributes the butter beautifully. It's important to use your hands, not a pastry cutter in this recipe. You want this delicious crumbly texture. And all you have to do is sprinkle it on. Again, oven-proof baking dish. Sprinkle over the top of the chopped apples. It's not necessary to peel your apples. If you like to leave the skin on, leave the skin on. If you want to peel it off, peel it off. And just sort of distribute the crumble evenly with your fingers over the top. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's a rustic dessert. Now you're ready to put it in the oven. 400 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how hard or soft your apples are. Green apples, Matsu apples, they're a little bit harder, ready later on in the season, but take a little longer to cook. These apples are a little bit softer, so I'm anticipating 20 minutes, maybe 25. It's going to stay there until it's nice and golden brown. And the aroma of butter is going to fill the kitchen. It's going to be delicious. Now you could choose to add cinnamon if you like. I prefer not to add cinnamon. At this time of year when the apples are so delicious, I like to let the flavor speak for itself. Can't wait for dinner time. I've got to dig in right now. So I've unwrapped my butterscotch ribble ice cream. I like to slice the ice cream and put it on the bottom. You could use boring old whipped cream, but that's what everyone would do. Ooh, extra little bit. Can't leave that behind. Now I'm going to scoop out the apple crumble. If you can imagine the crumbly crispiness of shortbread, the delicious freshness of apples, the creamy goodness of vanilla ice cream with that butterscotch swirl, oh, tastes like home. Have a great week, everybody.